Okay, so notice it's kind of hard to tell. You can actually hit zoom, and we can zoom out a bit. Hit my center. So I'm just kind of looking for an overall picture here. Okay, so it's going down forever, it's going up forever. So it's going down forever on the left. I need a down arrow over there. It's going up forever on the right. Y-intercept is going to be 8 because I put 0, 0, 0. That's going to be 8. So here's our rough picture. Okay, so it comes up, it goes down, and then it comes back up again. There we go. Sorry, I don't make very pretty graphs. But there we go. We're looking good. All right, let's do one more. So for this last one, notice this is a 4th degree. Okay, the last ones that we've done were cubics. So this one is going to have 4 solutions because it's to the power of 4. All right, let's start with our PQ. So Q first, P is the last one. So for P, even though this says -1, since we're doing plus and minus of all of these, it doesn't really matter if you write a positive or a -1. Signs don't matter on QP because, again, these are all going to be plus minuses. So then for my Q, I have 2. Factors of P, which is 1, is just 1. Factors of Q is 1 times 2. So here we go. I have plus or minus 1 divided by 1, and I have plus or minus 1 divided by 2. So I have positive 1, -1, positive 1/2, -1/2. These are the 4 that I need to check. So I'm going to go into my calculator. I'm going to go back to my y equals. And I'm going to clear out this function that I do have and type in my new one. So I have 2x to the 4th plus 5x to the 3rd plus 3x squared minus x minus 1. Remember, these are subtracts, not negatives. Okay, so double check it. 2x to the 4th plus 5x cubed plus 3x squared. Subtract x, subtract 1. Make sure you've typed this in a calculator right, otherwise when you go through and you're testing these roots, it's never going to come out right for you. Okay, looks good to me. So now I'm going to go back to my table. I have a lot of values in here, so I'm just going to delete them all out so I can start fresh. Okay, clear table. So 1, I get an 8, doesn't work. -1, -1 does work. Beautiful. Let's check a half. A half works. And let's try a -1/2. Nope, that one doesn't work. So I have 2. I found 2 in my calculator that actually work for me. So I am going to synthetically divide by both of these. It does not matter which order that you synthetically divide them in. I'm just going to go in the order that I circled them so I keep them straight. All right, so I'm going to start by synthetically dividing by -1. So I have 2, 5, 3, -1, -1. Bring down my 2. This is -2. Add these together, I get a positive 3. 3 times -1 is -3, so that's 0. 0 times 0 is, or 0 times -1 is 0. Bring this down, this is -1. -1 times -1 is positive 1. I get a 0. That's my remainder. Okay, so I divided this out. This would be 2x cubed plus 3x squared plus 0x minus 1. But I'm not done synthetically dividing. I did -1, but I still need to synthetically divide by a half. So I'm going to, without breaking this, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to synthetically divide this now by a half. So if I bring down my 2, 2 times a half is 1. Add these together, I get 4. 4 times a half is 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 times a half is going to give me 1. I bring this together and I'm at 0. Okay, so I have 2, 4, and 2, but I synthetically divided by a fraction. I need to divide this whole thing by 2. So the quadratic that I'm actually left with is x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0. This is the quadratic that I need to solve to find my other two solutions. This is x factorable, so I can put 1 on top, 2 on the bottom. 1 and 1 will get me there. So this is going to factor into x plus 1, which means I have two more solutions of -1. And if I add in this one from up here and my 1/2, I have 3 total that are -1. I have a multiplicity here. So I have x is -1 multiplicity 3 and positive 1/2. So our last step is we need to actually graph this. Well, here's my zeros over here. My y-intercept, if I put 0 in all here, my y-intercept is going to be at 0, -1. So 0, -1 I can put on my graph. I can put -1 on my graph for my zeros. And I can put positive 1/2, which works out to be right there. And then proper end behavior, if I go to my calculator and I actually go to my graph and take a look at a picture of it, I might need to fix my zoom. Hard to tell. Let's fix my zoom. There we go. Zoom standard. All right, little hard to tell what's going on. Hopefully you can see it a little better on your calculator. So it comes from the top. So I'm starting at the top. And then it works its way down. It hits -1, but since it's multiplicity 3, it's going to cross. Odd multiplicities, you cross through your x-axis. So it crosses, it comes down to my y-intercept, it crosses through that, and then it crosses up through 1/2, and it goes up forever. So it comes down and it goes through -1. If it was an even multiplicity, it would bounce. Since it's an odd multiplicity, it goes down and it keeps going down. And it hits my y-intercept. And then it comes up again through the x-intercept and it goes all the way. There we go. So make sure it's a good idea to double check. If you get more than one of your solutions that work, synthetically divide them all out. There's no point in doing extra work. Solving a cubic is very challenging. Last bit, this is for you to try. Okay, use the stuff that we have from before. The answer key to it will be posted on Canvas for you. So give this one a try. See if you can graph it. See if you can find your solutions. If you get stuck, ask a neighbor. And if you want to check your answer, go out to Canvas. There's no homework for tonight, but we will be continuing rational root theorem for the next couple of days. If you need any help, I'm in room 12. You're more than welcome to come and see me. I will be here after school pretty much every day this week. Let me know if you're coming. And if you need help on Bucks Win and Mr. Edelman is not back, you may stop in my room as well.